let's start our first news. The long-rumored showdown between Jon Jones and Oleksandr Usyk has officially been shut down. If you were expecting to see Jon Jones step into a boxing ring against one of the greatest heavyweight champions of this era, that dream has come to an end. The speculation started after Usyk's advisor revealed that the boxing star was considering two possible opponents for future fights, Deontay Wilder and Jon Jones. As soon as that report surfaced, the MMA world exploded with excitement, believing a blockbuster crossover event could actually happen. However, the story has now taken a completely different turn. During a recent interview with Ring Magazine, Jon Jones made it very clear that he has no interest in leaving his sport to face Usyk under boxing rules. Instead, he explained that if Usyk ever wanted to test himself in mixed martial arts, he would gladly accept that challenge. Jones showed plenty of respect while speaking about Usyk. He praised him as one of the greatest heavyweight boxers ever and acknowledged that Usyk's wrestling background has played a major role in his success, especially in the clinch. Even with that respect, Jones believes limiting himself to only using his hands would be a huge disadvantage because boxing is not the world he comes from. Jones also admitted that, among all heavyweight boxers, Usyk would probably have the best chance of making an MMA fight competitive because of his grappling experience. Still, he doesn't believe Usyk is a complete mixed martial artist. According to Jones, everyone already knows what would happen if they were locked inside a cage together, and he left it at that. With those comments, the talk of a boxing superfight appears to be over. For now, Jon Jones is staying focused on MMA, and any future meeting with Usyk would only happen if it takes place inside the cage, where Jones believes he holds every possible advantage. Move on to another news. Kamaru Usman could be just one win away from putting himself right back into the middleweight title picture. While many fans are focused on the upcoming clash with Duplessis, former two-division UFC champion Henry Cejudo believes the stakes are much bigger than most people realize. According to Cejudo, if Kamaru manages to defeat Duplessis, there should be absolutely no debate about what comes next. Speaking on the Pound for Pound podcast alongside Kamaru, Henry explained why he believes the path to a title shot becomes completely clear with a victory. He pointed out that although some fans have mentioned Nasruddin as a possible contender, he doesn't think that scenario makes any sense if Kamaru wins. In Cejudo's view, the outcome of this fight changes everything. Henry told Kamaru that if he gets the job done against Duplessis, there is simply no reason for the UFC to overlook him. He said the former welterweight champion has already built a legendary resume, proven himself on the biggest stages, and earned the respect that comes with years of championship success. A victory over the reigning middleweight king would immediately place him at the front of the line. Cejudo also emphasized that he doesn't see any realistic way Kamaru could be skipped if he delivers such a massive statement. Beating a champion of Duplessis' caliber would be impossible to ignore, and it would instantly reshape the entire middleweight division. Instead of waiting behind other contenders, Kamaru would have a strong case for fighting for UFC gold once again. Everything now comes down to the performance inside the octagon. A convincing win would not only extend Kamaru's legacy, but could also open the door to another championship opportunity. The pressure is high, the expectations are huge, and one dominant performance could completely transform the future of the middleweight title picture. Move on to another news. A shocking anti-doping story has just rocked the UFC as veteran light heavyweight Volkan Oezdemir has officially been suspended for 16 months after testing positive for the banned substance EPO. The news was confirmed after Volkan released a lengthy statement on Instagram, taking full responsibility for everything that happened and explaining how the situation unfolded. According to Volkan, the positive test came after he followed the advice of someone he believed was a trusted healthcare professional. He admitted that, as a professional athlete, he alone is responsible for everything that enters his body, calling the decision the biggest mistake of his career. Volkan explained that after competing in Qatar at the end of 2025, he was contacted on Instagram by a healthcare professional based in Switzerland. The individual introduced himself as a supporter and proposed a meeting. During their first conversation, the discussion focused on business opportunities, influential contacts, possible investments in the Gulf region, and even support for Volkan's life after retirement. At 36 years old and already thinking about his future beyond fighting, Volkan admitted that he was interested in hearing more. Later, while recovering from ankle surgery, the two met again. This time, the conversation shifted away from business and focused entirely on his recovery. According to Volkan, the healthcare professional presented a plan that supposedly would return him to peak physical condition within just 2 months. He then introduced EPO, describing it as safe, and even claiming it would be undetectable. Volkan also said he was instructed not to tell anyone about the substance. Trusting that advice, Volkan made the decision to inject himself with EPO that very same evening. Looking back, he admitted that the choice was entirely his own and accepted full responsibility for it. Just 3 days later, anti-doping officials arrived at his home for a routine test. On March 5th, he was informed that the sample had tested positive. Volkan said that in that moment, everything changed. Although the news completely shattered his expectations, he also described it as a moment that forced him to face reality. Because he fully cooperated with the investigation, his suspension was reduced to 16 months. In his statement, Volkan apologized to his family, his supporters, and the sport itself. He said he wanted to share his story so other athletes could learn from his mistake, reminding everyone that every competitor is ultimately responsible for every substance they choose to put into their body. Move on to another news. The fallout from Conor's recent injury is still creating major discussion across the MMA world. And now, Belal Muhammad has stepped in to defend Dustin Poirier after the former interim lightweight champion received criticism for his reaction. As many fans already know, Dustin didn't hold back when commenting on Conor's injury. Shortly after the fight, he stated that the injury couldn't have happened to a better person and added that karma always finds its way back around. Those comments immediately divided the MMA community. Some fans believed Dustin crossed the line by celebrating an opponent's misfortune, while others felt his reaction was understandable, considering the long history between the two fighters. Now, Belal has made it clear that he believes Dustin's response should not come as a surprise. Speaking during a recent video on his YouTube channel, Belal explained that many people criticizing Dustin are forgetting one important detail. According to him, Conor has built a reputation over the years for publicly mocking fighters whenever they suffer setbacks. Whether someone gets knocked out, loses an important fight, or experiences an injury, Conor has often been one of the first people to post jokes or sarcastic comments on social media. Belal said that because of this history, it is difficult to criticize fighters who respond in a similar way when the situation is reversed. In his opinion, if someone is willing to laugh at other athletes during their worst moments, they also need to be prepared to receive the same treatment when misfortune eventually comes their way. He went on to explain that Conor understands the nature of the fight business better than anyone. Trash talk, mind games, and public reactions have always been part of his personality and one of the biggest reasons he became such a massive star. Because of that, Belal doesn't believe Conor would be shocked by Dustin's comments or by the reactions of other fighters. Belal also pointed out that Dustin isn't the only fighter who reacted this way. Several members of the MMA community have shared similar opinions since Conor's injury, and he believes those responses are simply part of the competitive culture that has existed for years. From Belal's perspective, this is a situation where fighters are giving back the same energy they have received from Conor throughout his career. He believes that in a sport built on confidence, rivalries, and constant verbal battles, every fighter has to be ready to take it just as much as they are willing to dish it out. Move on to another news. Several exciting UFC fights have officially been announced, and the upcoming UFC Paris card has received a major boost with a long list of fresh matchups. First, let's start with Jan Blachowicz, who has finally secured a new opponent after his original fight fell apart. A few days ago, Jan was left without an opponent after Bogdan Guskov accepted a short-notice fight in Abu Dhabi. Fortunately, the UFC acted quickly, and Jan is now scheduled to face Navajo Sterling. Jan enters the contest looking to return to winning form after his recent draw, while Sterling continues to build serious momentum inside the octagon. Since earning his UFC contract through the Contender Series in 2024, Sterling has remained undefeated in the promotion with a perfect 5-0 record. Even more impressive, 3 of those victories have come by finish. His latest performance ended with a second-round TKO victory over Ion Cutelaba, making this the biggest opportunity of his UFC career. The UFC Paris event on September 5th also received several additional matchups. One of the biggest additions is a middleweight showdown between Michael Page and Nursultan Ruziboev. MVP returns to the 185-pound division after putting together multiple impressive victories. He previously earned decision wins over Sam Patterson, Jared Cannonier, and Shara Magomedov, with his only recent setback coming against Ian Machado Gary. Meanwhile, Ruziboev enters the fight riding a 3-fight win streak after submitting Andre Petroski in his latest appearance. This bout is especially important because it is reportedly the final fight on MVP's current UFC contract. Another exciting matchup features Mario Pinto against Ryan Spann. Pinto has quickly established himself as one of the promotion's brightest prospects since joining through the Contender Series. He remains undefeated in the UFC with 3 straight victories. Spann, on the other hand, brings far more experience and is coming off an impressive second-round TKO victory that earned him a Performance of the Night bonus. The Paris card will also feature Lozany Keita taking on Muhammad Naimov. Keita is still searching for his first UFC victory after dropping a close split decision in his promotional debut, while Naimov owns a solid record inside the organization and continues to climb the rankings. Additional fights include Nora Cornol facing Claudia Sigula, along with Umar Sy taking on Modestas Bukauskas. With so many fresh matchups now confirmed, UFC Paris is quickly shaping up to be one of the most stacked fight night events of the year. Move on to another news. The heavyweight division is heating up once again, and Jon Jones has officially shared his prediction for the expected rematch between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane. After recent reports confirmed that Tom has informed the UFC he is ready to fight wherever the promotion wants, excitement has started building around one of the biggest heavyweight matchups the division can offer. At one point, many fans believed the rematch would take place in Paris. However, that now appears unlikely, with the UFC still working on the official details. Even so, anticipation continues to grow as everyone waits for the promotion to make the fight official. During a recent interview with Ring Magazine, Jon Jones was asked who he believes will come out on top if the rematch happens. Without hesitation, Jones picked Ciryl Gane to win. According to Jones, Gane is entering this stage of his career with more confidence than ever before, especially after his impressive victory over Alex Pereira. Jones explained that defeating a champion like Pereira can completely transform a fighter's mindset. He believes that kind of victory gives an athlete tremendous belief in their own abilities, making them even more dangerous inside the octagon. In Jones' opinion, confidence often becomes one of the biggest weapons a fighter can carry into a championship-level contest. He also reflected on the first meeting between Gane and Aspinall. Jones pointed out that before facing Gane, many people viewed Aspinall as nearly unstoppable. However, he believes Gane showed he could compete with him at the highest level, and many fans felt Gane was performing well during that contest. Because of those factors, Jones expects Gane to enter the rematch with complete confidence and believes that mental edge could play a huge role when they meet again. While Aspinall remains one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the roster, Jones sees Gane's recent success and renewed belief as the deciding factors. With both heavyweights expected to return soon, the division is moving toward another massive showdown. All that remains now is for the UFC to officially confirm the date and location, allowing one of the most anticipated heavyweight rematches to finally become reality. Move on to another news. Sean O'Malley has given fans a laugh after posting a hilarious recreation of Paddy Pimblett's submission victory over Benoit Saint-Denis. Rather than simply reacting to the fight, O'Malley decided to act out the finishing sequence himself, adding his own comedic style while breaking down the key moments that led to the submission. In the video, O'Malley jokingly walked viewers through the grappling exchange from start to finish. He explained how the sequence began by controlling the upper body and securing a high elbow position before demonstrating how the escape attempt unfolded. As he continued the breakdown, he showed how the arm became trapped during the scramble, allowing the submission opportunity to develop. Keeping the mood light, O'Malley exaggerated several parts of the sequence with playful commentary and animated reactions, making it clear the video was meant purely for entertainment. He described how the position transitioned into a Darce choke and humorously recreated the final squeeze that forced the tap. Throughout the demonstration, he mixed technical explanations with jokes, giving fans a lighthearted take on one of the biggest finishes in recent UFC action. The video quickly caught the attention of MMA fans across social media, with many enjoying O'Malley's sense of humor and his willingness to poke fun at memorable moments inside the octagon. His playful recreation also highlighted just how impressive Paddy's submission victory was, as the finish immediately became one of the most talked about moments from the event. O'Malley has never been shy about sharing his personality outside of competition, and this latest clip is another example of why he remains one of the sport's most entertaining figures. Whether he is preparing for his own fights or reacting to other major UFC moments, he continues to keep fans engaged with his unique style and relaxed attitude. The recreation wasn't meant to criticize anyone involved. Instead, it served as a fun tribute to a memorable submission, while giving the MMA community another viral moment to enjoy as discussions around Paddy's impressive performance continue to spread across the sport.